Today we're taking a look at a recent release from Citizen. This is an integrated bracelet automatic watch that takes a lot of inspiration from the Rolex Oyster Perpetual. It also takes a lot of inspiration from the Tissot PRX. However, it costs just about half the price of a Tissot PRX. As I mentioned, this gets an automatic movement and an integrated bracelet. However, it wears true to size, which is very rare for an integrated bracelet watch. So how does this watch stack up against the PRX? Let's flip the camera and take a look at the Tsuyosa from Citizen. So this is the Tsuyosa from Citizen, a watch that is currently not available here in the United States. However, there are a few ways that you actually can buy this watch. I'll put some links down in the description if you are interested in it. Obviously, this is an integrated bracelet watch. It is automatic, so it is powered by a Miyota movement, and it takes a lot of inspiration from the Rolex OP. You're going to see that inspiration in, of course, the dial and bezel. You have a flat, polished bezel on here, and then you have indices that are very reminiscent of the Rolex OP. Those are applied and filled with lume. You have a sunburst dial. It's very slight sunburst. Citizen there around the 12 o'clock, and right above the 6 o'clock, you have automatic. The handset, again, heavily inspired by the Rolex OP. Stick hands, those have a little bit of lume in them, and then the second hand, very inspired by that Rolex. You have a Cyclops here above the date at 3 o'clock, and a sapphire crystal. This is an integrated bracelet watch, so obviously this will draw comparisons to the PRX as well. I would say this looks like a PRX and a Rolex OP had a baby. Now, turning it on its side, you see there is polishing on the bracelet and the case. There is brushing on the top of the case, and there is a chamfered edge along the case itself. The case is actually finished very nicely, especially considering the price. The price on this is under $300. I paid $259 for this watch. And you do get to see the movement from the back. The movement is the 8 series Miyota. It's the 8210. This one actually does hack and hand wind, and they used a gold tone for this movement, which actually looks really good. And you have somewhat of a custom rotor, obviously signed Citizen, and it says Japan on the movement. Really nice, looks really good, and the fact that it does hand wind is great. Now you're going to see here one of the downfalls of this watch. It is the buckle. This is an entirely pressed buckle on this watch. However, I have to say at $259, that's kind of expected. It's really not a very expensive watch, so having a entirely pressed buckle kind of makes sense. However, there is one advantage to this over the PRX. You do get 3 positions of micro adjust, so you'll actually get a very good fit with this watch when compared to the PRX. There are push pins in the bracelet. The bracelet links are solid, and you do have a solid end link, even though the end link is very small, and you can see that right there. The crown is recessed into the case. It is polished. It's very small and very hard to grip. So you have to literally put your nail under the crown, and you see it does hack right there, and it does hand wind. And changing the time is pretty smooth. You get a little bit of jump that you normally get with an 8 series Miyota movement. Measurements on here, actually very good. They measure exactly the way that the watch actually wears, which is very rare for an integrated bracelet watch. This is a 40 millimeter watch, spot on. So you get a 45 millimeter lug to lug, and then the effective lug to lug, including the male end links, is 49 millimeters. However, it actually turns down pretty well, so it does not wear very large at all. So that is really good for an integrated bracelet watch. 12.7 millimeters. You do get a screwed-in case back and a push-pull crown with only 50 meters of water resistance. So that is obviously a knock against this watch when compared to the PRX, which gets 100 meters of water resistance. I would say that the bracelet on the PRX is definitely nicer than the bracelet on here, only because of the fact that the buckle is a little bit cheap, and the bracelet does not feel as nice as the PRX. The PRX is a beautiful, thin bracelet that just feels really high quality. This just doesn't feel as high quality as the PRX bracelet. However, it is half the price, or less than half the price, so that is something to definitely consider. That being said, the case is actually nicely finished, and you do get a sapphire crystal on the front, and I believe it is a mineral crystal on the back. I'm going to throw it on my 7.5-inch wrist, and then we will do a quick lume shot and wrap up the video. Today I have another Citizen on. It's actually a watch that I featured in the video yesterday. This is a Citizen ProMaster Dive in Super Titanium. This is around $1,000, and obviously the quality is really high on this watch. Not to say that the quality on the Tsuyosa is low, it's just not at the level of this watch. It does wear pretty much true to size. It is not thick. It looks a lot like a Rolex Oyster Perpetual, and obviously a little bit of that PRX in the case, and maybe a little bit of Oyster Quartz as well. Because of the integration of the bracelet. A lot of that goes into the design here, I think, but I think it looks really good. So very quickly, a lume shot. Lume isn't terrible. I mean, it's not as good as the dive watch that I have sitting here from Citizen, but obviously this is a dive watch. This is more of a dress watch with a little bit less lume. It kind of makes sense. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. This is $259 is what I paid. These were a little bit higher just a few months ago. These have calmed down, and now you can buy them for the price they actually should be selling for. Under $300 is what you should be paying for this watch. This is the blue dial variant. They make a yellow, an orange, a green, a black. There are plenty of colors, just like the Rolex Oyster OP, and I think that's definitely what they were trying to achieve here. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. One of those links will be to this watch. If you are interested in this watch, they have it on Amazon, and then they also have them on eBay. eBay is where I bought this watch. So I'll put some of those links down in the description. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you in the next video.